What's up, guys? Hopefully you can hear me. Hey, Mario. What up, Al? Jonathan. Cool, I'm glad you can hear me. Dark England. I didn't want to... hanging out at the shop. And behind the shop, actually. Figured I'd do a live chat while I'm hanging out. Waiting to film. No, we're not in the path of the... we're not in the path of the hurricane. It's we're just gonna get some rain. So but I'm kind of doing what I normally do when I no, I'm Brian. No, I'm come out back to smoke a cigar and figured I'd do a live stream. Love the Pico. Love the Pico. So I figured I would check in with you guys and see what's going on. Trees in Albuquerque, I have not even touched a late model Nissan Titan, so I have no idea. Aaron, I love the Milwaukee Stubby Impacts. So, hey Chaz. I'm glad you like the videos, Carlos. And if you can't hear it now, there's a fire truck going by. It's like 89 here. Hey Leon, how you been doing? I'd be quiet there, Hubby Tools Master. My favorite brand is Padron. Followed, John's asking about cigars. My favorite brand is Padron. Followed by AJ Fernandez and Tatuaje. So, we had one today, actually. Zach was doing a Honda. He actually had to get the heavy socket. The Milwaukee wouldn't do it by itself. So, with the heavy socket, it did it. The half inch, not those stubby. I doubt they're going to break those loose. There we go. So, This cigar is a San Cristobal Ovation. I actually got it from a friend of ours that had some work done on it at the shop, and he runs the local cigar shop that I know him quite well. So, Aaron, way lighter. I mean, they're a little bit heavier than the original M12 Fuels. Not enough to be tiring or anything like that, but they are way lighter. Well, part of the reason why Super Mario, part of the reason why I wanted to get a laptop was so I could do live streams from the shop. Doing it around my house, it's just so much stuff going on with the kids and the wife. Excuse me, and it's hard to do a live stream. So I can do it from the shop when I'm on a film night pretty easily, but it's one of the reasons why I got a nice laptop so I could do live streams. And now that the weather is going to hopefully get a little bit nicer, I won't be sweating when I'm doing them. Could the stubby Milwaukee's break bolts? Abso-freaking-lutely. They could break bolts. They'll break them loose and they'll break them. JR, I am sponsored by Milwaukee. So they came directly from Milwaukee. So, later, Leon. Good to hear from you. I know my Cornwall guy is supposed to get the Milwaukee's in tomorrow, over the weekend maybe. So they should be coming available in stores. Darwin, I would disagree with that. The 14.4 3/8 is exactly as powerful as the Milwaukee. Bam Bam traded in his 14.4 for a new one because his was starting to fail, and we put them against each other. I didn't film it because it was during the day, but they're basically about the same. The new stubbies kicked the 14.4 in the dirt, and we proved that when his 14.4 wouldn't break a bolt loose, but my Milwaukee would. They're bigger than the Snap-ons. That's the only thing that's a drawback. Yeah, heat's been killing us too. What up, Brett? It is nice. I'm sponsored by OTC and Milwaukee, which is, very nice sponsorship. My thoughts on a pressure transducer is it will be coming when I can afford it. But yes, they're very useful. When I was at Automechanica, Jericho asked, by the way, I took two pressure transducer classes by Brandon Steckler, and if you get a chance to take his classes, do it. He's an excellent instructor. As soon as I can afford it, Mario. Nope, no AC, just fans. Yeah, we're still doing AC work. Lots of AC work. I'm doing a bunch of blend door actuators on a Escalade as we speak. The dash is pulled, far enough back to get the actuators, not actually pulled all the way out. The hub grappler video will come out when I get a chance to do the wheel bearings on my daughter's car. So I'll be doing that on a Saturday and doing the whole video. Favorite Snap-on tool, probably still the Varis. It does a lot of stuff and it's a very nice tool. It's expensive, but oh, Brent, it is a awesome scope. Brandon J. Hoover is a very cool dude. I had lunch with him, hung out with him a bunch at Auto Mechanica. He's a very cool dude and a excellent instructor. Glenn, what's going on, Ozstar? I'm smoking a San Cristobal Ovation I got from one of our customers, who's also general manager of the local cigar shop. Thanks, Mario. I appreciate it. You are now, Oz. I thought you were too, but you are now. I got it free. What can you say? He actually gave the service writer a 5-year-old aged Cohiba. Dominican, not... Yep, cooling in Atlanta before it rains. Thanks, Glenn. I appreciate it. No, he gave me 2 cigars. He only gave him 1. I have not used it much. Aaron asked about the compact battery versus the big battery. I haven't used it much with the small battery enough to, say there's any real difference. So I don't know. What up, Fuzzy Wuzzy? Yeah, we're right near a fire station, so we get a lot of fire trucks going by. I haven't tried the 3/8 sockets. I've only gotten the 1/4 inch. I haven't used the sockets enough to say, one's better than the other. But they're very nice sockets. Actually, the detents on the extensions are actually better than Snap-ons, at least my worn out ones. Yeah, I can't afford that, Glenn. I got too many cigars to buy and Picos. Our doors are normally open during the day, Mario. I just have them closed at night when I film. Later, Aaron. Michael Jones, I didn't order the 3/4 from them. I wouldn't use it. It would be kind of abuse of my sponsorship, so I really didn't have a good reason to get it from them. So I wouldn't be able to put it on a good test anyway. Dave, Snap-on sockets, ratchets, as long as you like the grips and handles and all that. Wrenches, their hard tools are very hard to beat. Get as much of those hard tools as you can while you're on a student discount. I mean, a lot of the other stuff, DVOMs you can get from Fluke, you can get from other companies. The hard tools are some of the best. Line wrenches are another good one. Thanks, Pat. Crow's feet. Yeah, Glenn. Lowe's is switching from Cobalt to Craftsman. I mean, their half inches are pretty strong, Michael. Have I ever drove a car into your or a coworker's toolbox? No. I have into a engine hoist and once into a door. Yeah, Oz, they've done away with the Cobalt brand as far as toolboxes and hand tools. Way more reasonable than Milwaukee, John. There are a lot of manufacturers that are cutting warranty time, which will cut customer pay. So, to some extent, yeah, their times are getting worse. Fuzzy Wuzzy, I don't use flare nut wrenches really that often. I mean, I'm in Georgia, so I don't deal with a lot of rust, so I don't know the ratcheting line wrenches would really work that well. Nice Oso. Appreciate the heads up. Oh. Later, Miles. Texton makes some good stuff, Ball. I mean, it's, you know, I don't have any of it, but I've heard good things about it. John, I'm smoking a San Cristobal Ovation. We use RO Rider SRV, which I assume stands for Stevie Ray Vaughan. Hey, Miguel. I'm a big fan of Stevie Ray, so cool. We used to use a company called Vast, which absolutely sucked. RO has its issues, mostly with the server usage and that kind of stuff. It's okay. It'll probably drop in my lap that you pointed it out, Glenn. Super Mario, if you've ever tried to play in Stevie Ray Vaughan style, it is painful. He hits those strings hard. I've replicated his tone once that I was happy with, and yeah, it hurts. What up, Scott? Hanging out behind the shop. Glad you like the stickers, Miguel. Fuzzy Wuzzy, you're about to get banned if you don't know who Stevie Ray Vaughan is. David Sky, yes, I do think Snap-on are worth the extra cost. Now, if you can't afford them, Cobalt and Craftsman will do very well for you, but there are some significant differences with Snap-on sockets and wrenches. Cool, enjoy the bike ride. Yes, that is why, Kelly, that is why his guitars were always tore up. Mario, I don't play that much anymore is the problem. I got a bunch of kids, and every time I touch the amp, I got kids, and it just doesn't work out. So I'm very out of practice. The weather is hot. Here in Atlanta, we're about to get hit with some rain. Scott, I appreciate it, and we'll keep filming them. Awesome, Randy. I'm glad you got the t-shirt. Of course he did, MD Lee. It was just hot today, hot and muggy today, but, you know. Yeah, I would agree with Michael. Go on YouTube, SRV. JRC, have a good night. Well, I'm here. No, the shop closes at 5:30, just like it always does. I can't film until the sun goes down and the traffic dies down. We actually hired a new kid, and he was actually working until about 6:15. So well, it depends on what ATM abbreviation you're using there, Fuzzy Wuzzy. No, I'm at the shop. So I'm here, you know, waiting to film. So I figured I'd do a live stream, and I came out here because, you know, it's hot in the shop. Glenn, my wife is at home. Well, actually, she's probably still driving around shopping, but, you know. Clapton is God, okay? Yeah, new kid's a GS. He's, I mean, so far, Henry, they have been awesome. Kelly, in case you didn't know, I'm wearing a Diagnostic Network t-shirt. It's starting to grow a little bit. When it first came out, there wasn't a whole lot of activity, but they're starting to see a lot of posts every day and a lot of interaction. So it's getting better and better every day. Justin, what's up? Oh, yeah, I know which one you meant, but I was being PC. SRV, no, it was not. It was just a throttle relearn. The Snap-on one fails 2 out of 3 times, at least on the update I had. I didn't try the Autel, but the OTC, I will tell you what, it has its quirks, just like every scan tool. But what it does have has worked. I mean, every time I've pulled it out and tried to do something, if it had the function, it worked. So I'm pretty happy with it as far as that. Definitely Identifix. Diagnostic Network is more of it's not like IATN with help posts and that kind of stuff. It's more of an interaction with other diagnostic technicians. They don't have a help database or anything like that. Because I wanted drawers all the way down is why. She makes more than that, by the way. And our actually, our finances are completely separate. Works better for us. What up, Cruz? I had a homeless guy ask me for a hit of my cigar the other day at lunch. I'm like, get out of here. Obi wants you. Full body. I am Padron, AJ Fernandez, Tatawahe. Asking about cigars I like. Gary, I won't tell. Yeah, I mean, it's... I can tell you I haven't worked for $36,000 in a very, 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 very long time. Yeah, that's the big problem, Pat. Talking about buying scan tools from Amazon versus authorized dealers is one of the issues. Is a lot of those are coming from gray markets. They're not U.S. based tools, so there's no U.S. support. So it's kind of a, luck of the draw. If it dies 2 days after you get it, you're probably going to have some problems, dealing with it. North American Outdoors, yes, they're bringing in heavy truck stuff, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of discussion on equipment with that. Yeah, okay, Glenn, I know what you smoke. Thanks, Kelly, I appreciate it. Yeah, Gary, ooh, gross. Well, Tyler, Texas is a little different than Houston. I mean, my paycheck would be a lot lower if I worked where I live. There's a reason I commute. Yeah, I mean, that's the big issue. Mid-Atlantic Tools is the updates can be very sketchy if you can. SRV, I mean, you just got to find the right shop. I mean, it can take a while. I mean, I bounced around to several shops before I found the shop I'm at. And there's, yes, yeah, I agree. You just got to find the right shop that is busy enough and charges enough. Nice, Henry. Smoking with a brother of the leaf. What jobs did I have after high school? Medium duty truck technician, mechanic, auto technician. I mean, I basically fixed stuff most of my adult life. You can make a lot of money as diesel, but it's heavy and dirty. So, Brad, I appreciate it very much. Nice, MD Lee. I'm not a big sports fan. I mean, I'm from Wisconsin, so I will always be a cheesehead. But I'm the only sport I really am interested in is golf. There are a lot of bad places to work, man. I mean, LT, there are a lot of bad places. Yeah. Oso, do I feel my age catching up with me? No. I mean, I do more. I don't do a lot of heavy line and that kind of stuff. which probably helps with that. You know, the position I'm at the shop, it just doesn't lend to doing those kind of works. I mean, I'm doing a dash pull, but it's a dash pull I've done, you know, 100 times, so it's not a big deal, and it's kind of a gravy dash pull. It's a, you know, Escalade in a couple hours, and I'm at the actuators I need to replace. So, yeah, I mean, I work for a great boss. He's letting me and the service manager run the place. He's doing more consulting work, so we're just making money. The Launch Tech 2 pad is a very good scan tool. It does a lot of things. It has its quirks, like any tool. You just have to know your tool, but it is a very good scan tool. $45, I appreciate it. Humble, not you, MD. Yeah, a lot of shops that really need management help won't take it. I mean, they just won't. That Chili Homie, the fuel ratchets are holding up great. I haven't had a lick of trouble out of them. You know, I use the snot out of them. I mean, they're getting used many, many times a day. Worst injury I had on the job, I mean, outside of some bad cuts, I burst a bunch of blood vessels in my leg on a lift arm. Actually doing a dash job on a Tahoe at this shop. Damn, LT, that sucks. Yeah, I hate doing dash work. Because I enjoy them. That's why I smoke so many cigars. I mean, I do the shop tour. The shop hasn't changed much. I mean, I'll do the updates on what's going on around the shop, but an actual shop tour is not really anything has really changed. Yeah, I got a pretty good ash going on. Yeah, we are swamped. We're actually down a man this week. He's taking Thursday and Friday off, and we are slammed. I mean, we have every ticket in-house right now is approved. And it's like 77 hours, and we've got 16 appointments for tomorrow. So the stubbies will take off lug nuts. Yes, they will. Fire department ain't caring about me. Caesar, I'm an ATL, so hello from Georgia as well. We don't get a lot of crackheads back here, but we do have a guy living in his truck over there. We do not have a underdash creeper. Probably wouldn't be a bad thing to get, but, you know, I don't do underdash stuff, so. Our shop is a 10-bay shop. Yeah, dash rattles suck. I hate noise complaints. Oof. Brian, what's up? How to Automotive in the house. Lots of gravy. Zach did 2 timing belts today, and now he's doing a bunch of gravy work on an Odyssey van. So Milwaukee makes some great stuff. So does Snap-on. Oz, the problem with doing the tool truck tours is my boss is on us because we now have another tool truck coming to the shop. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trucks coming to the shop. So I don't have time to do a truck tour. Nice, Henry. It's a real good pocket scope. Currently we have 6. We've got a part-time kid that just started last week. He only works till noon on most days. Kind of doing the oil changes and light work and pushing Josh forward. Of course, Josh lost a bay till noon, so. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, man, we're slammed in Atlanta. Hard Knocks, what's up? I lost my ash and I'm starting to go out. Take it easy, Mario. One thing I could fix or complain about, I'd like some new AC machines. Most of the issues around the shop have been fixed by me. I've been working pretty dang hard to get the issues resolved that have cropped up. Yeah, okay, Glenn. I don't do heavy line, LOL. Bam Bam would get that job. What are the 6 tool trucks coming by? We have JTC, which is a Taiwanese company, but they've got a lot of specialty engine tools and that kind of stuff. We've got Matco. We've got an independent guy that comes by. Snap-on, Cornwell, and now we have a Mac dealer. The Mac dealer actually used to be our Matco rep. He left, went to Florida, came back, couldn't get his old route, so he switched to Mac. Later, Mario. Shh, that's another channel there, Glenn. We had a meeting not too long ago about 1234 YF. He's still talking about a year out. So I have Amazon Prime as well. Yeah, I mean, buying the machine's not the issue. It's just, you know, is it worth us investing in the tool when we're not seeing a lot of it yet? LOL. Funny, MD. Biggest ticket you've got, ours was just shy of 30. It was close to a $6,000 ticket. Most of it was labor. How long did it take you to get all your ASCs? I took brake and suspension in one session, and then I took the rest in another session. I mean, it took me, you know, 2 trips to get them all. Motor age on the ASE guides. I'm not answering that, but I'm well compensated. Ryan asked about experience. You need to be a lube tech for a dealership. In many cases, none. They will train you on the job. Some are more particular, but if they've got a quick lane shop, they will generally take anybody that's willing to work. Well, Brian is the man. Yeah, I mean, body shops are seeing a lot of 1234 YF. We don't do much body shop sublet stuff, so we've seen a handful of Chrysler products with it. So it's just hard to invest in a machine for the occasional use of it. Oh, that sucks, David. I hate that. I was just talking to the Cornwell guy because he won't let young kids get into a bunch of tool truck debt. He's, I think all of our tool truck guys are really good about that, not letting guys get stupid in debt. Caesar, dealership is going to offer a lot of training to build your skills. They're more likely to have a shop foreman that can assist you, but you've got politics. So it's what's going to work best for you and the situation you find. Remember, when you're looking for a job, they're interviewing you and you're interviewing them. So yeah, he does work a lot. Yeah, I mean, they're a good tool truck guy, MD. He's gonna educate them. I mean, they're gonna go into one, they're looking out for their best interest, because you figure they get a kid on the tool truck that buys $2,000 worth of tools and then can't pay it all, they're gonna have to repo it. So in one case they're kind of looking out for their best interests. On the other side of it, hopefully they're looking at it as not getting this kid into a bunch of debt and then he winds up quitting because he can't afford to be in a tech anymore. Peter, I appreciate it. What's up, Jordan? They do have a very tall ladder to climb. I mean, I passed. I had master certification. I took my first 2 classes, or first 2 tests, and then after a while I went back and took all of them, the rest of them, the other 4, I think. So it really didn't take me. It just took effort. What up, Jordan? Definitely, Ryan, hourly. You do not want to be flat rate learning how to be a tech, especially beginning. You're better off being hourly so you can learn. I don't know if you guys remember the post, but on my community post I posted about ATC, which is a training nonprofit that trains young kids to be starting in the world of auto repair. And we had one come in Tuesday. The other guy had gotten hired and had a job, so they only had 1 student. But that was the big thing we talked about was Quality first, speed comes with time. Pat, that's a good thing. Henry, I appreciate it very much. Yeah, I'll probably do a video on it. What up, Peekaboo? Yeah, but I pay in cigars. Yeah, exactly, Jordan. I mean, if you get thrown into the world of flat rate with no experience, you're gonna screw up. I mean, there's just no way around it. I mean, it's just the nature of the beast. You start thinking about the clock, and you're gonna start screwing up, and that's. I mean, I know lots of guys that make really good livings, being an hourly salary technician, but if you want to make real money in this business, it's going to be flat rate at a busy shop. No, I've never done a lift kit. The shop I'm currently at will not do any aftermarket installs. Yeah, I mean, they're a pretty good group of kids, I know the owners pretty well, so yes, I went to automotive school back a long time ago. Riverdale, Georgia? Crapple. If it's got a 7 in it, you want to do more than a throttle body cleaning, you want to do a decarb on it, because the valves like to stick on those. And then you're buying valves and stuff. Most difficult repair on flat rate would probably be dash pulls. If you don't do a lot of them and you've never done that one, it can be very time consuming. We had one go south on us a couple months ago on a Nissan, because the connectors are the same that goes into the head unit, and when you plug them in wrong, it pulls down the network. So I mean, that's it. They're if you haven't done them, it can be very difficult to make good time on. I mean, if you're lucky, you may book on it. Chris, I'm smoking a San Cristobal Ovation. Yeah, Jordan, I mean, without a foundation of understanding, I was helping the new guy, and, he's new, so he doesn't understand how to think outside of, how to work, and, E90 BMW, not sure if I've done an oil pan on one of those. I film budget. I film at least my normal 3 videos a night. I batch film all my videos. What up, Keith? So at least 3. If I get froggy, I'll film a scope video, but I'm sitting out here doing this, so it may be next week before I do that. David, enjoy your cold one. Keith, you're always working. I mean, you act like you don't work for, 20 hours a day. Frugal, what's up? I appreciate it, Aaron. Yeah, it can suck because I'm here till, usually about 10 o'clock at night waiting on alternator on a Honda. Gravy. Don't pay well, but they're gravy. Caesar, yes. Finding high-level technicians, are very hard. I mean, we were initially looking, when Andrew left, we were looking for a replacement for him, which is very close to my level, and it was hard to find. So yeah, it can be fine. It can be hard finding good techs. I mean, no lie, it can be very hard. Screw that. 12 hours? I don't work 12 hours, except when I'm filming. Florida, yes, I'm well aware of Diesel. I used to smoke them a lot. I kind of don't buy from Cigars International, but I'm a big AJ Fernandez fan. Gary, I appreciate it. Yeah, nothing fun. Glenn, she's Walmart, Sally's, and Aldi's. Alton Ademi. I know I murdered that, but there you go. What program am I using to edit YouTube videos? Adobe Creative Cloud. I have the entire cloud, but Premiere Pro is what I use to edit the actual video part. I also run the audio through Audition. Our shop is not insulated, so there's a lot of reverb, so I have to scrub the audio. Phil, the Veriscope is a absolute, I mean, it is nothing compared to the Pico. You fix car, Dante asked, how do you know if you're really good tech? You fix cars well, you fix them right, and you make good money. Yeah. Ooh, Joy, all around underground. That sounds like fun. Don't listen to much radio. That is one problem, finding good techs. I mean, a lot of kids aren't going into this career. I always have scotch, Zach. Always. It doesn't hurt that I work next door to a liquor store. Friday afternoon, chances are I'm walking over there and getting something. Yeah, sirens are not unusual around here. Okay, I didn't know that, Fuzzy Wuzzy. Very true. Well, of course, Glenn. Favorite brand to work on? Oil leaks on BMWs are probably my favorite. They're all gravy. Diagnostics can be a little more fun on those, though. So, I mean, it's Hondas, Toyotas, you know, pretty gravy all the way around. Yeah, I mean, the aircraft industry is a lot of paperwork, but yeah, you can make a good living at it. No, they're not. I mean, my dad was a trucker. How to be a good tech. Show up, work hard, and read service information. Yeah. I'd be quiet there, Glenn. You look better and better the darker it gets, too, so. Fuzzy Wuzzy, so did I. I hated Bill Nye. Yeah. I've been a tech for 25 years. A long time. Yeah, my dad was a trucker for most of his life. He did motor pool in the Marine Corps, got out and drove truck most of his life. Florida, I would completely agree. Parasite asked about ever thought about being an instructor. It would have to be more advanced work, more like Scanner Danner does than basics. I'd be bored to death with, you know, showing kids how to do brake jobs and all that kind of stuff. Yes, it is a Matco drink cozy. Florida Rock. He worked for Florida Rock for a long time, which, you know, he drove gas trucks, so that was a big one he worked for. He worked for Weaver Transportation. I don't remember who he worked for in Wisconsin, but yeah, he drove mostly gas trucks. Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's... I know a lot of truckers, so I'm not going to comment on that one, also. How long before I started making good money? I grew up poor, so I was making good money pretty quickly. So, I mean, probably about 8 years into it, I was making good money. Well, of course, Matco rebranded it, you know. Joshua Myers asked about training. I don't have anything lined up right now. I may do some ATG classes. I don't know yet. But you know, next year it's kind of up in the air. I'd like to go to Vision and TST, but we're also planning a 2-week trip to England with me and my wife. So that's all going to depend on that kind of stuff. Frugal, I will tell you a story. Dodge Charger. Brake pads wouldn't fit. I'm not making that up. They wouldn't fit. Wouldn't fit over the calipers. The designation for the correct pads were the same part number with an A on them. And, you know, if you've done brakes on those late model Chrysler products, they've got 15 million brake packages, and determining which was the right pad sucks. Mitchell, I appreciate it very much. Thanks again, Oz. Awesome, Gary. Cool. I actually still work with one, but I've worked with 2 UTI grads. And they will tell you the same thing. It's all in what you put into it. You know, the education is the education. You know, it gives you a good foundation, but what you do with it while you're in school and after you get out of school is what matters. How long have I been a technician? 25 years. The ATG classes are about $300 for a 2-night class, but they're really good. LOL. Yeah, funny art. Training. Training. You want to move up? Training. Do as much training as you can. Ask management about training. Get training. I mean, it's the more they see you trying to move forward, the more they will give you harder jobs. I do that here at the shop. What Parasite asked about electronic brake calipers. Just did one today, a Volvo. I was helping the kid do those. Volkswagen, BMW, Hyundai, Kia. You know, pretty much everybody's going to electronic calipers, where the parking brake is electronic motor instead of a cable. Do I expect to be doing the same job when you're in my 60s? I hope to be retired in my 60s. LOL. Dave, I appreciate it very much. Yeah, go to just Google their company name, and you will find the nearest classes to you will be. You can search them, and they'll have and sign up for their email, and you'll get email updates on when they're having classes. Cool, Frugal. I would agree with that, Brian. Yeah, get training. Don't just rely on your boss, but tell them you want training. So any classes they come across that they're willing to send you to, they'll send you to. But yeah, go get as much training as you can. Yeah, I don't think UTI existed when I went either. Hondas, Toyotas, keep the doors open. We work on a bunch of them. ASEs are a nice way of showing your dedication to this trade, but not necessary. Jason, I appreciate it. Yeah, you probably need it, Oz. Good for you, Michael. I want to enjoy my life. No, we do not work on diesels. I used to in my past. I worked on medium-duty trucks, Power Strokes, and all that, but the shop really can't accommodate anything above an F-150 or something like that, so we kind of kick diesels to the door. Yeah, gotta love the YouTube life, don't you, Hard Knocks? Have a good night. Timothy, I appreciate it very much. Yeah, I mean, North Alabama, yeah, it takes time. I mean, a lot of time. You know, I mean, it's not a skill that you learn overnight, and unfortunately, that's a lot of problem with a lot of people. You know, you know, have a good night, Keith. Appreciate it. Appreciate you stopping by. Caesar, no, we do not do a lot of hybrid work. We got a really good relationship with a hybrid shop. That's all they do. So we tend to send the hybrid stuff over there, and they send us the regular stuff. Toyota's always been big on ASE, or at least as far as I can remember, but ASEs are not super hard. The biggest advice I can give you, no, the critic Bam Bam stayed, Andrew left. Bam Bam's real name is James. James is still here. Andrew went to South Georgia. When you're doing the ASE test, read the questions really, really carefully. That's the biggest thing that screws people up. Fort McMurray. I appreciate it, mechanic, for your car and truck. OEM manufacturers do lots of training for their technicians, and a lot of places actually require it. Jason, I'm from Milwaukee. I didn't go to high school there, but I was born and raised till I was 11 in Milwaukee. William, it's going well. Have a good night, Brad. Yeah, Michael Jones, it is never ending. You will always be learning, because everything's changing. Good luck with the ASEs, James. Yeah, I mean, ASEs don't prove, you know, you can fix cars. It means you can take tests and have basic knowledge. You know, I mean, it's just I view it as you're dedicated to this career as a technician, getting your ASEs. Does it mean a whole lot? No. Casey. Critic, no, I never worked on semis. Medium duty trucks only. Chris, thanks for watching. No, I do not work on carbureted cars. We don't work on anything older than 2003. How did I end up in Georgia? The illustrious governor of Wisconsin decided to tax all manufactured goods made in the state of Wisconsin. My dad was a truck driver. Well, that's when Milwaukee no longer was the beer capital of the world, because beer is manufactured. So my dad didn't have, so he was having to drive out of state to pick up a load, and it was costing too much money. He wasn't making any money, so we wound up moving to Georgia. What diesel do I like? Duramax. Later, Frugal. I've never worked in a state that had state inspections. You know, we don't have safety inspections here in Georgia. but we do have emissions. Emissions makes me a lot of money. You know, I primarily am a diagnostic technician, so I deal with a lot of check engine lights. So it makes me money, just so people can get their license plate. Yeah, I mean, building on basic knowledge you learn at tech school is, you know, how you advance yourself. You know, I mean, it comes down, Pat, to the technician doing the work. Some guys care, some guys don't. Everybody in the shop here, when we do a brake job, clean the hubs, make sure they're clean and you know, no rust, lube all the pins, and make sure, you know, we guarantee our brake jobs for 3 years, 36,000 miles. We got to do them right. Yeah. Tuner, we do nothing older than 2003. The biggest problem for us is parking. And, you know, older cars just can wind up languishing. And we can't, you know, we can't turn them out fast enough. So, how many dealerships have I worked at? Technically, 3, but in sales. I did a diversion of working in sales at one point, and yeah, no, I won't go back to that. Hey, pays the bills. Working on garage doors is working. Yeah, it's 8 o'clock, Glenn. I've been to Hawaii. I'm good. I'll stay in Georgia. Yeah, unfortunately, some people want the quick fix, not want to spend money. Night, Randy. Have a good night. Yeah. Turnover at the shop is very low. Andrew moved up here for the reason we lost Andrew was his wife and him moved to Atlanta for her job, and she wound up deciding she didn't want that job anymore, so she quit, and they decided to move back to South Georgia. So he was very reluctant to leave, but had to for, you know, his sanity. He hated driving in Atlanta. I just spent a bunch of money on my Verus updating it, so no, I'm not getting a new thermal imager right now. The new M12 stuff is awesome. I just can't say enough good things about it. Racing, I used to watch drag racing and NASCAR when I was younger, but don't anymore. Yeah, for a minute. Yeah, it wasn't very long. That's why I worked at 3 different dealerships. Our labor rate here is $109.99. Turnover time on cars varies considerably. Depending on if you drop it off first thing in Monday morning and it's not a major job, you'll probably get it back Monday. If it's more involved, it may take another day. But we try to keep cars moving in and out. Tuner, I hate stretch belts, especially Ford trucks. They suck. Tool 87, I appreciate it very much. Andrew, love my Pico. Love it, love it, love it, love it. One of the cheaper Autels or the cheaper launches that have bidirectional controls probably be your best bet. MBS has that. I don't know if that's a good thing, peekaboo, or not. I'm not close to Kennesaw. We're in Atlanta. My wife actually went to Kennesaw State University, so I'm quite well aware of Kennesaw. Yes, I've done diesel. I worked on medium-duty trucks, Volkswagen diesels, and Power Strokes and Duramaxes. And is it hard getting a job in Georgia? No, there's plenty of places hiring. Yeah, I hate stretch belts. Napa does carry launch products. Cool, Cook Brains. The most important part of speeding up diagnosis with using a scope is having it all right there. That's the big thing. You know, when I had the Varus and would have to pull things out, it was always is this the fastest method when it comes to diagnosis? You know, scoping it, or should I do this? And, you know, it was always that question. Now I've got the scope right there. It's boom, boom, I'm hooking up, and I'm already getting a signal. So the big thing is having it up and ready to go. F-150 is a nice truck. I just hate the stretch belts. I have blocked a few people on my channel. You know, some of them can be a little ugly. I mean, I've removed comments, and basically you get 2 strikes. If you continue to post nasty comments, you know, I block you. But, you know, do I ever miss my Snap-on toolboxes? I only had one Snap-on toolbox, and nostalgia-wise, yes, I miss my Bel Air, but I really like the Revel X, so, you know, it holds my stuff, a lot more of it, so it's a good thing. The critic, no, my dad passed away in '99. Our major parts supplier is Worldpac. If I go to a parts store, it's usually the closest one. No, everything here is delivered. If we have to go pick up a part from a dealership, we send one of the service riders. The E-Scope from AES Wave, or a Vantage Pro off of eBay. Both will do very well. The Vantage Pro you can get for $500, $600, $700 on eBay. Parts distributors, we use Worldpac as our main distributor. We use IMC after that. Then Napa, Autotech Supply, Johnson Industries, which isn't their current name, but you know that's what I keep calling them. New Tech out of Atlanta is going to vary considerably depending on what part of Atlanta. The suburbs are going to make less. The Atlanta is going to make more. You know, the high dollar, basically the higher rent district it is, the more you're going to make. I appreciate it, James. Do I take shortcuts? I have a computer in my bay, and the printer for the shop is at my desktop. So I have I have 2 big screens, and I just pull it up on the screen. Every now and then I'll print them. So why not a 6S? Because I really like the Revel X, and he had it on the truck. Later, the critic. Yeah, U-scope. I'm sorry. Just if you guys need anything like those kind of tools, AES Wave. Carlos and George are awesome to deal with. Yeah, actually, Worldpac, even though we're one of their largest customers in the Southeast, hadn't bought us a pizza in a long, long time. Peekaboo, no, we still, the boss is hemming and hawing on doing the digital inspections, but we haven't jumped into it yet. So, you know, we keep talking about it, but he hasn't, you know, spent the money. I mean, you know, for us, customers really don't care that much about pictures or that kind of stuff, so we're kind of blessed on that. AES Wave probably is not going to be the cheapest, but is definitely the best place to get it. Their support is second to none, and they, you know, they take very good care of their customers. Hey, Mario. Yeah, we don't buy that much from Napa, is the thing. And we're not switching over to the Napa management system. We are a Worldpac TechNet shop. I've heard some rather negative things about Auto Nerds. I don't know if they're true, but I have heard some rather negative things about them. So I don't know. I've never actually dealt with Auto Nerds, so I don't know. Yeah, like I said, you know, we're one of their top, you know, top customers in the Southeast, and they don't buy us pizza. What I heard is if you don't buy everything from them, they kind of kick you to the curb. They drop their support of you, is what I've heard. So, have I ever given away a cigar? Yes. I've just sent some to a friend of mine up in New York not too long ago. Glenn, I sent him some. Yeah. Dante, training. The more training you get, the more it just flows a lot better for you. I very rarely look at, you know, trouble trees and that kind of thing. Tuner, I haven't used it a lot. The Colon plug adapter, I haven't had a lot of misfires to deal with lately, so I didn't get a chance. I haven't gotten a good chance to use it, but it seems to produce a pretty good waveform from what playing with it I've done. Nice, Cook Brains. I don't know if I have. Hey, that was a Cuban, Glenn. That was a Cuban. Yeah, I mean, it's funny how often simple stuff gets missed. Like I said, it's unsubstantiated. I have no firsthand knowledge of it. You know, I've only heard people talking about it, so I have no direct experience with Auto Nerds. Which Ford truck? The 3-valve? Because of the stupid plug design. Gary, no, I don't smoke cigarettes. Just cigars. Yeah. I haven't had dealer training, so I can't say a whole lot about it. Racer, you can get them. Let me put it that way. There's several sites in Switzerland that sell Cuban cigars, and they guarantee delivery. I paid $2,200 for it. It is the standard kit. No, the embargo has not been lifted. You can bring cigars in for personal consumption on a flight. Importing them is still illegal. There's no penalty for it. It's just they seize them. They make several special tools for that spark plug if it breaks. The best advice on getting them out is get the engine hot and 3/8 impact and impact it out. Because even when it breaks, if it does break, they come out easy. If you try the Ford method of ratcheting a little bit, chances are it already broke. So I've worked for the shop as long as it's been open, about 4+ years. OTC Walter also makes a special tool for the 3-valve spark plugs. When I was coming up, older guys did not give me advice. They were not very forthcoming with help, not forthcoming with advice. Yeah, watch out for fake ones. Yeah. No, when you on the 3-valve, it's just the plugs break in the head. You just have to extract them. The threads never get tore up. Depends on what 5.4 it is. If it's the 3-valve, they can be fun. 3/8 air impact. 90% of the time they come out. Make sure you have the extractor kit on hand. Now, the 2 valves had problems with threads pulling. Mario, I'd have to think about that for a while. Yeah, I mean, you understand system design and system, how systems work. It's a lot easier to diagnose it. Yeah, thanks, Oz, for keeping everybody in line. Yes, tuner. Yeah, old manuals. Been there, done that. No, it's the United States is the only one that has an embargo against Canada, or against Cuba. Ford Tech Make You Loco did some really good videos on Fords. Yeah, the original design was a 2-piece design. They're still 2 pieces, but they're laser welded. So if those break, it's a cluster, but they don't often break. Yeah, they did update them and went away from those. Probably not going to do one tonight, but probably the week after I've got one planned. I'm going to be sprinkling them in here and there. It's hard doing 4 videos in one night. I was literally filming last week for an hour and a half. So Yeah, I mean that's good advice, Brian. That's if I'm not familiar with the code, you know, my normal operating procedure is TSBs, code setting criteria. My favorite job on Friday afternoon is the one that's done. Hey, don't be talking maple syrup. James, yes, absolutely. Really good training will absolutely help a dealer tech. It's going to get you out of the dealership mentality, how the manufacturer wants you to look at things, and give you a different perspective, if nothing else. Yeah, I mean, Ford Tech Make You Loco, Brian, it seems like a really cool dude. I've never met him, though. Yes, I've actually taken a Bernie Thompson class at TST, and I will tell you the first half of his CAN class was absolutely boring. I was falling asleep. Glenn was falling asleep. Eric O. Ivan was falling asleep. I almost got a picture of Ivan and Eric O. asleep in that thing, and then somebody got up and woke them up. But I would have had a picture of them. The second half of the class was absolutely freaking awesome. The first half was all bits and, just, it was just mind-numbingly. Bleh. So, yeah, I even was passing out on your lap, Glenn. So, yeah, Brian from Ford Tech Make You Loco. Cool, James. But yeah, training outside the manufacturer mentality will help you take a different, look at things. I did a whole bunch of videos on that in my early days. The biggest thing is politics. Your dealership is much more likely to have a lot of politics. Yeah, I would agree, Glenn. The second half was much more hands-on practical stuff. Actually, that's when me and Glenn went outside and smoked a cigar. But we went back for a second half. 7C, 25 years. I have been to the Apex show. I've never gotten over to the SEMA part. Johnny, what you up to? I should have been a porn star, but Yeah, it is a true story, Glenn. All right, guys. Blazer, you have to go to the higher end classes. Some of the classes can start really rudimentary, and if the instructor, if you've got a lot of people in there that aren't familiar with what he's teaching, it can drag on. I will agree with that. But I am going to head out. I got to get some dinner, and then I got to start filming. So I appreciate you guys stopping by. I'm sitting under the moonlight, so I'm nice and cool. Thanks for stopping by, guys. I appreciate it. Have a good night. No, I'm not going to make it SEMA. Yeah, it's dark out, so I'm going to go get some dinner. Later, guys.